So our second speaker today is Christian Henderson, who is a lecturer at the University of Leiden and co-initiator of the Never Mind the Warm Sweater campaign at the university. So let's bring it up for Christian.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you to the organisers for inviting me. I apologise for not speaking Dutch. I just have a few words to say. So I'm a lecturer at Leiden University. I teach several courses on the environment. I think this is a moment in our environmental history in which there is a great deal to be scared of. If we look at the facts, the statistics, these do not look good. But I would also say that in some ways there is something to be optimistic about. And we can be optimistic about the fact that there is a great deal of, there is a growing consciousness about our relationship with nature and about the unsustainability of our current relationship with nature. And I can see this in my job. I can see that there is increasing awareness of the environment and the climate crisis amongst students. And I can also see that in terms of how research agendas are changing within the university. And in the university there are now several initiatives that have been established in order to address the climate crisis. One such organisation would be Scientists for Future, which is a European-wide group that has been established in response to Fridays for Future and has been established in order to support student protests. And indeed, in response to several, we've also established within the university a small group who are now going to ask the university to sever all relationships with fossil fuel companies. And we will do that. We actually have a meeting with the university management. We have a meeting with the university management in 2 weeks' time. We're first going to ask them to conduct an audit on the relationship between the university and fossil fuel companies. That includes both funding and other practical links, other forms of links. And based on the results of that audit, and we've asked for this audit because we are concerned about the lack of transparency on this subject. It's not clear exactly what kind of relationship takes place between the university and fossil fuel companies. But on the basis of that audit, we will then ask them to cut all ties, everything. By taking these steps, we hope that we can encourage the university to act as a leader in the community, to step up and take on its responsibility to take a position on the climate crisis. But I would also say that this is an issue that belongs to all of us. Action on the climate crisis is not something that can only be managed by institutions, but it also must be addressed through social movements. We must understand that within the current status quo, those who are marginalized within our society will pay the biggest price for a warming climate. And this particularly applies to the global scale. We must stop the effects of the climate crisis being displaced onto the poorest, those who are racialized and women. This is something that can only be stopped through a global movement of solidarity, which is something that you're all doing here today. So thank you very much.